Hello, I'm Jack Crippen,
And I'm Michael Marsh.
and we're doing our family meal project.
Yeah.
So to start it off, we're gonna make a little strawberry salad.
And then for our side dish, we're gonna make greens and beans.
For our appetizer, we are doing melon and prosciutto. Okay.
And then for our main entree, we will be making homemade sauce with cavatelli, which is a special kind of pasta that's like penne. And then we will also be having meatballs.
All right. So to make our sauce, which we're starting off with, we have an ungodly amount of puree and a little tomato paste. Just in case it's not working out as well. We got a half a cup of olive oil, which is always nice, especially in Italian restaurants. And then we got a third of a cup of sugar, which is good.
Alright. And here we have salt and pepper. For when you add your salt and pepper, you're only gonna add a certain amount, and you have to do that by taste. But just in general, you're gonna want to add about a tablespoon of salt and about a tablespoon of pepper, but you can definitely add more or add less. And then in here we have 4 to 5 leaves of basil, and in here 5 cloves of garlic, which we pressed with this garlic presser. To start off with our sauce, first we're gonna turn the stove on to medium high. So there we go. And then we're gonna add our oil.
Lovely olive oil.
And then we're gonna let that olive oil simmer and get heated up before we put the garlic in. Alright, now we're gonna add the garlic into the olive oil, and we're gonna put it in there, and we're gonna stir it in with the olive oil. You good? You don't want to stir it for too long where you'll brown the garlic, but you want to stir it enough where you get the flavor into the olive oil.
Looking good. Alright, so now we're just going to pour everything else in, starting with the puree. That's a lot of puree, and a little bit got on me. That was hot. Round 2. There we go. Round 3. It's looking good.
Also, when you pour the puree into here, there's going to be some leftover in the cans. If you really want to use the most of the puree, then you can wash the cans out just with a little bit of water and then add the leftover back into the pot. That was our sugar.
And then here is our little basil leaves. Oh, one more. It is stuck to the thing. All right. And up the pepper. Got a little bit. All of it. We're gonna add our pepper. Make it, a little spicy. Not really, but.
And then now we're going to add just a pinch of salt. Not all of
Just
it.
a pinch. That good?
Yep.
All right.
Okay, and now we're going to add garlic powder into there, and Jack's just going to keep stirring.
Stir away.
Also, it's important, the pan was, or the stove was on medium high, but now we're going to want to turn it down to like in between low and medium, and we're going to keep it like that for a while. And also remember to stir periodically while it's cooking. It's going to cook for like at least 2 hours, so just remember to stir it periodically and add your salt or sugar or pepper if you think it needs more. Alright, now we're going to make our meatballs, but before we make the meat for the meatballs, we want to cover our pan with tinfoil because our hands will be really dirty. So we're just going to cover the pan about this much. Ooh, nice. Nice. And there we go.
Alright, next we're gonna mince the meat, make all the meat for the meatballs. So we got some beef, we got some veal, and we got some pork. So first we're gonna do is, oh, this feels so good. We're gonna pour in the meat, put in all the meat I should say, and just look at that. That is beautiful right there. So we're gonna put it in, and then we just mince it all up with our hands. Oh God, wow, that's like, it's like tasty pudding.
While Jack's mixing the meat, I'm going to crack the egg. And I'm going to crack the egg in a separate bowl so I don't get the shells mixed in with the meat. And then I'm going to add the egg in there. Let Jack mix that in too. Woo! And then what we're going to add is we're going to add 1.5 cups of breadcrumbs. And so put that in there.
Wow.
And then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of basil leaves. It's a spice. Then we're going to add 3 teaspoons of salt and 1 teaspoon of pepper, which we measured out before. And then we're going to add onion, 2 tablespoons of garlic pepper, and 1 tablespoon of onion powder, which we already measured out. And we're just going to mix all that in there.
My hands feel so weird right now.
Alright, so we've mixed the meatballs just enough so there's not lots of red spaces. Everything seems to be evenly mixed. And now we're going to roll the meatballs up into balls. And the size that you roll them depends on the amount of people that you're serving.
So, that's good. So you want to make them big because they kind of shrink in the oven a little. So, roll them up real nice. Make sure there's no air pockets. I feel like that'd be bad. Then just put them down. I just like to tell everyone back home that this is like 3 pounds of raw meat we're going with right now. So this is amazing.
Alright, so we rolled out our meatballs here. You can put them close together because they shrink in the oven. So now we're going to move the meatballs to the top shelf in the oven. And we're going to put the oven on broil. And that's for 6 minutes.
Fun. Alright, so now we're going to take the meatballs out and see if they're ready to be flipped or not. And they kind of look like they need to be cooked a little more, so we'll just put them back in. Alright, so now we are going to pull these out, these lovely little meatballs that we have here, and we are going to flip them by hand. Once I can actually, I'm just going to take this part actually. That's a lot easier. There we go. And now we're going to hand flip them.
They're actually not that hot.
Yeah, no, they're not bad at all actually. Now we are going to put it back in. For, I believe, another 6 minutes, is that correct?
Yes.
Alright. Alright, so now that these meatballs have had time to cook and, get all nice and meatballish, we're going to take them out. Here we are. Alright.
Alright, now we're going to put the meatballs in the sauce. You can just put them right on in there after they're out of the oven.
Don't drop them in like I just did, that's bad.
Alright, so now we're going to make our greens and beans. And first, you're going to want to boil your water. So I'm going to boil the water first. Now I'm going to let that come to a boil before I put the spinach in. Alright, now we're going to put our spinach in. We're putting 2 boxes of spinach in. And we're going to put a lot in there. And while we're doing that, we're going to add a little bit of salt. It's probably going to overflow when we put it all in, but it'll cook down once it's cooked.
Yep. Here comes box number 2. There's a lot of leaves. Whoops.
Okay, now we're going to put the top over that after I get all the spinach in there. Okay, we're going to let that cook for a little bit. Alright. Our spinach is done cooking. If you could see inside, everything's pretty compressed from what it was before. So now we're going to switch the spinach off the burner. And we're going to put this pot here.
And we are going to start this pot by pouring in some lovely olive oil again, our good old friend. Kind of spread it around.
And then we're going to let this heat up. And then once that happens, we'll add our garlic and everything else to make our greens and beans. So our olive oil heated up, and now we've added our garlic. And we're just going to let it brown a little bit. It's almost all browned. Okay, so now we are going to add first our beans.
Beans, they're good for your heart. Then we're going to add some garlic. Yep. Some nice little garlic powder.
Just stir that around.
And finish it up with, I believe this is salt.
Yep. Just a little. Okay, so now we're going to add the spinach with a slotted spoon so we don't get the liquid in there.
That's good.
Okay. Trying to get all the spinach in there.
Yep, can't get that liquid.
Okay.
That's correct.
And now we're just gonna mix up the spinach.
Alright, so now we're stirring it. We added a little salt, Parmesan, and some pepper in there just to add some taste. And we're gonna see how it's looking.
It's a little bit of salt, so. But then I think we're good after that.
Alrighty. Alright, so now we'll be making our strawberry salad. And to start that off, we will be doing, I'll just do it like this. We will be cutting our freshly washed strawberries. So now that we have cut our strawberries and they're nice little chunks, we're going to move it over here.
Alright. And then we're going to wash and tear the Boston lettuce. So just run that under some water and do that. You want to take this part. You don't want that, so put that in the garbage. And just kind of tear up the lettuce into smaller pieces. That was too big. And then we're just going to keep doing that. We have a whole head of lettuce that we're going to be doing.
So now that we have all, cut off our Boston lettuce, we're going to pour it into our salad bin along with the strawberries.
Okay. And we're going to put our hearts of romaine, a bag and a half. So that's one bag. Okay, now Jack's putting in a half a bag of this heart of romaine. About.
Yeah, roughly. Alright, so now we are going to mix the salad, get all the ingredients to kind of go around, get all those strawberries on the bottom, move them more towards the top and all around, so yeah, our salad mixed up.
And then after we mix the salad evenly, we're going to make the dressing separate, but we're not going to add the dressing until we serve the salad.
Because that would ruin it. Alright, so now that we've, mixed up the salad some, we're going to add cheese, and by cheese I mean a ton of cheese, like a lot.
A cup.
A cup, well yeah, that too. And then we're going to mix it up again, so.
Okay, and while Jack's mixing that up, I'm going to make the dressing, and we're making the dressing in this, and we're not going to add it to the salad until we're ready to serve it. So I'm going to put, there's 2 cloves of garlic that we already pressed, going to put it in there. And then I'm going to put a half a cup of red wine vinegar in here. And then 1 cup of vegetable oil.
We love vegetable oil.
Yes. And then I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon of salt, about a half a teaspoon of pepper, and about a half a teaspoon of paprika in. So, but I'm not going to be exact. And pepper.
Looking good.
Okay. And then I'm going to add 3/4 cup of sugar. And then, that's a lot of sugar. I'm going to mix it all up. And then once it's mixed up properly, I'm going to put it in the fridge and let it sit until we are ready to serve our salad.
Alright, now we're going to move on to our dessert, chocolate chip ice cream cookies. That's fun. So we're going to add 2 sticks of butter. It's a lot of butter. We're going to add 3/4 cup of brown sugar. And we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're going to mix it all around.
Okay. He's getting that nice and mixed there.
Yep.
And then now we are going to add 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So 1 teaspoon of salt and baking soda is in here.
Alrighty.
Mix that in there. Okay, now we're going to add 3/4 cup of sugar right in there. We're going to mix that in.
Real nice and sugary.
Yes. Okay. And then we're going to add the eggs. So, crack the eggs. So that went fine.
Better than me. I missed last time.
Make sure to dispose of the eggshells. There we go. And we're just going to stir that. Okay, now we're going to add 2.5 cups of flour. And make sure not to add it all at once because the flour can get kind of messy. So, there we go. Okay, and now we're going to add the chocolate chips to the cookie dough. We're just adding the whole bag because we like our chocolate chips. And then we're going to stir it up. Make sure to get the chocolate chips evenly.
Because that's the best part.
Yes. Alright, so now we're going to get our cookie sheets out and we're going to put the parchment paper down. That way you don't have to clean the cookie sheets when we're done with it. It's pretty easy. Okay. And then we are going to put the cookie dough onto the cookie sheets. Make the cookies kind of bigger because we're going to be putting ice cream in between them. So it's going to be, you want like sturdier cookies.
Alright, so now that we have all of our lovely little cookie things out there, we are going to set these in. We have 2 ovens luckily, so that'll be nice. Top.
No, middle.
And just slide that in there. There we go. And then we're going to take these other cookies, all semi-evenly spaced, and we're going to just, put them down here, and
we're also going to set the timer for about 10 minutes and then see what it's like.
yes, indeed.
Okay, so now I'm going to heat the water for the pasta, for the cavatellis, and I already added the water, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of oil in there.
So now we're preparing the prosciutto with honeydew appetizer, and we're gonna start by cutting this into eighths. So gonna cut in half a little.
Okay, so we cut the honeydew in half, and now we're gonna try to take out the seeds. So I just got a big spoon, and I'm scooping around. Now I'm gonna take that and put it, right into the garbage. And there you go. So I did that one, and now I'll do this one. There we go. Okay, so our cookies are done in the oven. We add about 2 extra minutes of time. And so now we're just gonna let them cool before we add them with the ice cream. And we're actually gonna wait until we serve them to put the ice cream in between the 2 cookies.
Alright, so after cutting this into eighths, we're going to try to cut off kind of the hard bottom part because that just doesn't taste really good. So you gotta be pretty careful about this.
Okay, so we cut the rind off of all the honeydew, and now we're just gonna cut it into bigger pieces so they're big enough to wrap the prosciutto over. So just kind of cut it up like that, and then cut it up, so put them on our platter so then we can eventually wrap them in prosciutto.
Alright, so now we're going to wrap all of these lovely pieces of fruit up in this meat. So, and then we're going to use toothpicks and run them through, and we've got ourselves some appetizers.
Okay, so now we're gonna add the cavatelli into the water. The water's been boiled, and we added salt and oil. And so we're just gonna add the cavatelli. Cavatelli is kind of like penne, and you can buy it at Mamma di Salvo's. For some reason, you can't buy it in most of the supermarkets. And we're gonna add the second bag in. Okay. Then just gonna stir it and let it cook. Okay, so our pasta's al dente. So I'm going to take it over to the sink, and I'm going to use the colander to drain it out. Try to pour it slowly. There we go. And then shake it out a little bit more, and I'll be ready to serve.
Alright, so now we're going to take some of the sauce and color it over the noodles, you know, get some nice flavor going on over there. But not all of it, and not any of the meatballs yet. That comes later.
It also helps for the pasta not to stick together. Alright, so Jack's going to stir the dressing because it's been sitting for a while, and I'm going to add some of the salad to our serving bowl. And once the dressing's one color, then it's okay to put it over the salad. So, Jack, is only going to add half of the salad.
Only half.
Only half of the dressing. No, there.
Yep.
And I'm just going to mix it a little bit. And it'll be ready to serve. Alright, this is everybody eating. We have our whole table set with our salad, prosciutto, pasta, and meatballs. And everybody can eat.
And greens and beans.
And greens and beans.
Yum. Yum.
Alright, Emma, what'd you think of the greens and beans?
It's very, very good. The taste was nice and texture was good.
Oh, great. Dad, what'd you think of the prosciutto?
The prosciutto wrapped with melon was very good. It was a nice combination of sweet and salty, and very good in the right proportion.
Oh, thank you. What about you, Mom? What did you think of the salad?
The salad was very good. I like the combinations of the different lettuce, and I like how the dressing complements the strawberries. It's kind of sweet, so I thought it was excellent.
Okay. And what about you, Trent? What did you think of the pasta sauce and meatballs?
It was really good. The sauce and meatball were really good, and the pasta was cooked very well.
Oh,
Yep.
Thank you. And we're about to make the cookies, but we wanted to wait till everybody was done to keep them fresh.
Alright, so now we are going to make our ice cream cookie cookie sandwiches. So we're going to start by, getting the ice cream out, putting it on the cookie, and we're going to grab one of his lovely cookie friends and press down, not enough to break it, but to have it.
And then we're going to add some chocolate syrup to it, kind of drizzle it on there. And then we're going to add some sprinkles, make it kind of festive. And then we're good. They should be great to eat.
Ice cream sandwiches out, so Trent, how do you like them?
Oh, it's just really great, Jack.
Oh, thanks. Mrs. Marsh?
Oh my God,
what are you
it's
thinking?
fabulous.
Oh, thanks.
I love sweets. So
Oh, thank you.
wonderful.
Mr.
It's very good, very decadent.
Oh, that's wonderful word choice. Emma, what do you say? What do you think?
Just really great. And
It's really great.
The sprinkles had a nice touch.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, sprinkles was Michael's idea.
Very festive.
All right, that's good.